Although there are over 7,000 languages spoken throughout the world, most international business is conducted in English. With the preponderance of business done in English, is there any value in native English speakers learning a foreign language? After all, learning a foreign language is a big investment. A recent exploration of value of foreign languages by native English speakers in The Economist magazine found a boost in the average income of foreign language speakers. This boost is equivalent to 2% of one's salary on average. At retirement, this difference could be as high as $128,000 for German and $51,000 for Spanish. In Canada, bilingual speakers earn an average of 5.1% more than English-only peers. Beyond financial gain, learning another language can have merit all its own. For centuries, people studied Latin and Greek as training for the mind, a tool to sharpen their intellect. Speaking a foreign language slows down speech, increases mindfulness to what you are saying, and exposes individuals to beauty and precision identified and expressed in other languages that might be missing in English. Attempting to speak to someone in their native tongue, even if done poorly, is appreciated for the effort. While efforts to learn a foreign language can be difficult, there is real economic, social, and individual benefit. Jack Marr, a professor of international business at Boise State University, has his own experience learning Chinese and Japanese. Let's find out what he got from his efforts.
My life as it is now would simply not exist had it not been for my language studies. In terms of my career, I've seen a number of sort of area experts or global experts who are highly involved in business and policy, but don't necessarily have these deep language and culture skills because they've always sort of stayed on maybe they can speak what we call taxi Chinese or taxi Japanese, sort of enough to get to the airport and do some greetings, but not enough to get into the complex business and governmental negotiations that are really important in these fields, but also the deep friendships that are not necessarily based on work and work-related goals. They're more based on your own personal needs. And, there's just a different level of understanding, I think, that you achieve. And that's certainly been just seminal to my entire career in opening doors, in just the respect, I think, that it engenders from any foreign culture to show that you have made these efforts, which are obviously massive. And most of these people, especially people who are in senior roles, they've made the same efforts in reverse to learn our language. And of course, English is the, prima facie language of global business and politics. But many people, it's their second language. And there's a great respect from people, I think, to show that you're giving some of that back. And there's also many advantages, right? They can't simply negotiate in their own language and exclude you from it. That's, there's innumerable advantages. If you want to pursue any sort of international business career, especially one that's focused on an area, region, or country, it's absolutely essential, because otherwise you're going to only be hearing sort of what's been skimmed off of the top by people who are skimming it off in a foreign language, and you're really not seeing the entire picture of what's going on. There's never a right time to start, right? Because the more senior you get in your career, the less time you're going to have. But the essentiality of this does not decrease at all. So I think it's something you have to, so when I went to Japan, I could have went directly into a senior role somewhere else, or I could have gone to Tokyo and taken a job speaking English and working on their China markets. But I wanted to learn Japanese, so I essentially had to just take about 8 months off and put down career stuff and refocus on Japanese. And I don't regret that for one day. It was a fantastic experience, not just in terms of language, but just changing me and changing the way I think about things.